So we'll come again here, just revise it. Capture, what we are doing in capture, we're getting data acquisition, we are doing data entry. It can be from signal reception, data extraction. Like data extraction is like we are doing it from any other sources also. Like if I talk about LinkedIn, you all might have your LinkedIn profile, and on LinkedIn profile you have said your information for where you did your schooling from, where you did your graduation from, maybe some of you post graduation, or you have participated in some kind of a co-curricular activities, you have done any kind of certification. All that information is stored in LinkedIn. Now we have some software where we can web scrap the data, so your LinkedIn's profile can be fetched into a proper tabular manner. So this is the case of data extraction. So this all comes to the capture part. This stage entails gathering raw, unstructured, or structured data. Unstructured is like you can have the data from a Facebook post also. So this is unstructured data. If you are having a data from maybe Amazon's your account, it can be in a tabular form. So it is properly structured. So you can have both the cases. Once you have captured the data, I already told it is not necessary that it is a profile of the this job role of data scientist only. It can be done by any other category of a people. It can be done by any third party also. It can be done by any other organization also. Then we will come to maintain part. Maintenance in that data means maintenance what we have data warehousing, we have data cleansing, data staging, data processing, and data architecture. So basically we are preparing the proper manner data that is in the proper format, that is properly uniform, that is where we are deleting the unrequired information, where we are putting only the, we can say, the fresh data, as in that rework data in the maintenance part, that is the data cleaning, and that is why it has come here data processing also. This stage entails taking the raw data and converting it into a usable format, and that is what we are talking about here. I'll come to next slide. Next, we talk about the process phase. So in the process phase, what we have data mining. Mining is extracting the knowledge from that data. That is clustering, classification, data modeling, data summarization, everything we can apply in the process phase. Data scientists assess the process, produce data for, finding out the patterns that exist between the different data sets, ranges, biases, to see if it will be useful in predictive analysis or not. I'll give a very simple example. Like I have a data of I need to, I need to work on the shopping behavior of the residents of Chandigarh. So in that data, so what can be the useful information? Like I have the age group, so I'll see which age group is buying more frequently. I can have the information like or I can see the patterns like males are doing more shopping or females are doing more shopping. What are the peak hours of shopping? So these all are the my problems. If we're talking about the problem formulation, so these all are the work of the processing part. So I'll find out, or data scientist will find out that what exactly exists between these data sets, what is happening for the pattern. So data scientists will identify the patterns first, then ranges, biases, to see if it is useful in the predictive analysis, and same is passed to the machine learning models. That has come in the analyze phase: exploratory, confirmatory, predictive analysis, regression, text mining, qualitative analysis. See, all these are part of machine learning. You need not to stress on about these all terms here right now. Like for this timing, you can remember these names. Like now you are aware that these terms are associated with the machine learning, and that is the part of analysis. What each module is doing, that is a very in-depth work in machine learning. So whenever you study machine learning, that time you can cover all these terms. So this is the real meat of the life cycle. So if we are talking about the data science, This is the main phase where actually it is happening. Before all these steps were, we were only preparing, getting prepared for doing the machine learning models or doing the data science magic. The stage involves performing the various analysis on the data. Next, communicate. We talked about this data reporting, data visualization, business intelligence, decision making. All this is a part of communicate. So once you have the results, now it's your time to take the decision or not. Like if you have predicted like how this product will work in the next 6 months, now it's your time to decide like whether you want to launch it or not. So this is like communication, decision making. So this decision making is dependent on that what has been predicted by that analysis. In this final step, analysts prepare the analysis in clearly legible forms like charts, graphs, and reports. And we were talking about this. You cannot directly communicate it. You need to show it in a proper manner. I'll come to next slide. So we have talked about what we have covered data science. What is data science? We talked about how these terms artificial intelligence, data science, machine learning, deep learning are associated with each other. Then we talk about the life cycle of data science. Now let's see what are the applications of the data science. Only then we will understand what is the requirement of the data science. Okay, first is healthcare industry. Healthcare industry, if I talk about last 2 years, this COVID era, healthcare actually had the benefit from the data science to me. Now you can see like we have I have one of my students, she is working under me. I'm guiding her. So her topic is like she is doing work on detecting lung cancer at the initial stage. So if we talk about the medical science right now policies, so it is detected very late that lung cancer. So this she's working on how it can be detected at very early stage using machine learning. So this is the case of the healthcare. Similarly, many uh, other requirements are also available. And I was going through a topic in the morning. What happened in the country, France, they have some COVID cases. So they actually predicted the number of cases. So what happens in the healthcare? So there are a number of applications like predicting like COVID cases will rise in this geographical area, or scientists have predicted like what will be the business requirement, what will be the 5G will do in next few years, or these or it is actually affecting the animals or it is not affecting. So that kind of analysis has been performed by the in the healthcare by using data science. Next, one more domain of health, this data science is targeted advertising. So I'll take a very simple example. Uh, Once you have done your 12th exam or schooling you have done, you might have received calls from universities like, are you willing to getting the admission in their college? Or sometimes you are getting once you have cleared your 10th, that time you were getting calls like, are you interested to do IIT coaching, or you want to do JEE coaching, or any medical coaching. So this all is this is known as targeted advertising. So in this applications of the data science, what happens, targeted audience is only that data is considered. How it can happen, like if you can take one more example, like your history, your location is on in your phone, and that time what happens, everything your history, whether you are going through a Domino's, you're going to Burger Grill or any other place, eating place, that information will be saved in your Google history. So your location is on there wherever you're traveling. So next time your data has been recorded, and what you you will be suggested, you will be suggested more restaurants like these Domino's. You have gone to Domino's, like you can be suggested with the McDonald's also. You can be suggested be might you have, if you have visited any coffee shop, they can suggest you CCD also. If you have gone to Subway, they can recommend you any other that healthy food provider in your region. So this is the case of targeted advertising. So how now understand their problem, how they are targeting you, that this is the case. You have liked this. In fact, you will like that also. Like I have liked mango also, so I'll like banana. So this is the targeted audience, and somebody is doing the prediction. That prediction can be right or wrong. Obviously, that cannot have the 100% efficiency, but even if it is having 90% efficiency also, that prediction work. So this is the case of targeted advertising. Next is website recommendations. Website recommendations, like it's like I'm doing my assignment. So I'm doing my assignment. In that assignment, I have gone to the case of heat transfer. So next time the search engine will going to recommend me the relevant website too. So it recorded my history first, and accordingly it provided me a different result. So if even you'll feel it, like you just next time whenever you are using Google, so just keep an eye on that. If you have searched about, maybe if you have searched about artificial intelligence, next time it may happen it can suggest you something about data science. If you have gone through some machine learning algorithms, it can search you some it can give you suggestion for artificial neural network. So this is kind of a website recommendation, because it stored your information and accordingly it is doing modeling, doing some predictive analysis, and accordingly it is showing me the result. Even if you type your Gmail, when you are writing an email, it is the some recommendations are provided. So this all has been done by the data science only. Next is e-commerce. A very simple example now, like I have done some shopping on Myntra. I have purchased a jeans or a shirt for me, and once my jeans and that has been arrived with me, if I log in that again, so this Mintra is going to recommend me some more things. It is recommending me boots. It is recommending me purse. So how it is happening? It is again with the data science. So they have my data. They know like this was my style. I like these kind of things. And next time it is recommending me something like that. So this is again the predictive analysis, that she has liked this and she will like that also. So just understand that like in even the e-commerce, what happens, this is the example when you have purchased something. Another case, like you searched for something. I searched for some shoes, but I have not bought it, and when next time I'm visiting YouTube, it will keep showing me those tempting advertisement. So this is all about the e-commerce thing. So this in e-commerce also, we are doing data science. We are predicting the things. Next is transport also. And again in the transport also, when we talk about the flights, how these flights are scheduled, how they are aware, like how many flights they should have in this phase. So when we talk about even in the now in the data science, what we are doing, like we have this winter break. So at that time of a winter break, with the data science, it can be predicted like how many people will travel from Delhi to Chennai or Chennai to Delhi. So we can do data analysis with that, and accordingly transport can be automated, or we can say we can solve many problems according to that, and we can avoid losses also with the transport using the data science. Like we can plan how, what should be the schedule of the schedule of the flights, what should be the schedule of the trains, and how many people will visit this place, or maybe say, maybe we can say like how many people will visit Goa in December or for a new year. So that prediction can be done, and if we have that prediction with us, and accordingly we can do the planning. In this way, also automated by transport is also automated by using data science. Next is Text and advanced image recognition. Now you have, if you have put any image on the Facebook, and if you go to the tag, that Facebook can actually recognize what is, like, even your phone also, if you have your picture, next time it will identify your all pictures, you can tag your pictures. So this is image recognition. All the pictures that looks like a cat, it will keep in a category. All the pictures that look like a fox, it will keep in a category. So this all image recognition can be done by using data science, because what we are doing here, we are putting some information over there, and accordingly it can respond. And this is the part of text and advanced image recognition. So we are not only just checking it. See, for every image we cannot write like this is cat, this is dog, this is any other animal, this is human, this is snake. No, we can't do this. So what we are doing, that we are doing it with the data analysis, and in that it is involved image recognition. And I'll tell you that in these kind of advanced image recognition, what is used, deep learning models has been used. Next application is gaming. um Maybe most of you have, or if I talk about the boys, they have played Pokemon Go. So this was a again a gaming that is involved in the data science. So if you have worked on that game, you'll be aware what happens with the uh, this game. So what is happening again, how that prediction has been done. This prediction is done by your location history. Prediction is done by your where you're actually, how many hours you are spending on that game. All these things and all the players you are getting, this is all with the data science only, with the predictive analysis. Next application is the security. Security, you can take example of the banking sector. In the banking sector, they actually use data science algorithms now, like all these big banks, to identify or to predict the frauds. So according to my history, like if a very simple example, like we talk about CIBIL score, how's the CIBIL score is actually working. If like I have taken the previous loan any time and I have not paid it on time, so they'll low my CIBIL score. So next time whenever I'm applying for a loan, they'll check my CIBIL score. If it is not good, they'll not provide me. So similarly, kind of a fraud detection, it happens with the banking sector using data science, and they consider many factors. They consider the salary factor, they consider the previous history of the loan, they consider how the transaction happened in few years, whether that employer, whether that person has filled the ITRs or not. So these all kind of attributes we are part of in doing the detection. And this detection can be done by only, or we can say can be done by carefully by or efficiently by using data science algorithms. Customer insights is like you can know about your customer more with data science. And it is if you have some business idea, so if you want to grow your business, it is better, it is good to know about your customers, so that insights can be taken from uh, data science. Like if you have a coffee shop and somebody is coming here and studying a book there, it's a very simple example of a normal life example, and that person is carrying a book. So now you know your client or your customer, that she or he is carrying a book always. So, or even if you have, like you have a more number of people who are coming with book here, what you can do, you can keep some books over there to attract those customers there. So they are the book lovers. If you have books here, so you can have a good business with your coffee shop. So these insights actually help you in growing business. And similarly, this was the case of a manual work. Same kind of work can be performed by the data science also, where you want to know more about your customer. That insights can be provided by the data science. Yes, I'll come to Utsav this part. I'll explain you with the term what is the role of data analyst and what is the role of data scientist. That time we will cover this. Don't worry. Customer insights. Next is come augmented reality. Augmented reality, again, you can take example of Pokemon Go or any other game where you actually see the things, but it is not there. So these kind of camps or these kind of have visual effects where you are shown by some kind of animation, you can say, but in reality it does not exist. Some 3D or 4D kind of a view where this has happened. Again, this is part of data science. These all are the applications of the data science. What we have covered here, I'll just reiterate. We 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 covered the areas, some major areas where data science is working: healthcare, targeted advertising, website recommendations, e-commerce, transport, text and advanced image recognition, gaming. And then we covered security also, customer insights also, and then augmented reality. So we have talked about like what we are doing with the data science, but what are the prerequisites for the data science? Okay, can I know the targeted audience, what you are doing? Like, are you a college graduate or you are studying in a college? Maybe few of you can write in the chat box. Let's make this session interactive. Now we are here, so we want to know about something about data science or data, being a data scientist. We all know that this is the very highest paid job in today's time period. So what are the prerequisites for the data science? If you are learning data science, what you should be knowing? So prerequisite is, if you need to do if you are doing data science, or if you're doing your you want to be a data scientist, what you should learn? You should learn first machine learning, then how you're performing the modeling based on these machine learning models. Statistics is very important. Statistics is very important when you're learning machine learning. So we are talking here, like, if you want to be data scientist, if you want to perform data science on the data, that time you need to do, you need to learn the machine learning. And I'll advise, before going or before learning machine learning, you need to come to cover stats first. Once you are done with this mathematics part, it will be very easy for you to learn these algorithms. Next is programming, and then databases. So these are the prerequisites that a data scientist should be having the knowledge, should be having a good command on these things. So programming can be Python, programming can be R, databases can be SQL, NoSQL. So these all are the parts, and statistics are the some basic topics, something like set theory, probability. That is the part of statistics. Then we come to the modeling, how you can do that modeling. Even for the modeling, we have the tools, like we have some library, scikit and all, that we can use with the Python to perform the modeling that you're choosing with machine learning. Even like software like Microsoft Azure. So these all modeling can be performed by the tools based on the machine learning models. But how you'll understand the machine learning models, you need to be aware about the mathematics, and that implementation part can be done by the programming, and data is managed by the database. Now, just in background, you remember the life cycle, data science life cycle, how these all terms are associated with each other. So being a data scientist, what should you learn? You should have the knowledge of machine learning, modeling, statistics, programming, databases. These all are the 5 areas which are key KRA, or we can say the key strengths of a data scientist. So we were coming here. Somebody asked the question. I think Utsav asked the question about data analysis and the difference between the data scientist. So now understand these terms with the role. First, we are talking about the data scientist. What is the job role of the data scientist? Determine the problem, the questions that need to be answered, and the data sources. Now, when I'm talking about doing the business or growing the business, this is the top hierarchical question. What are the other questions? That smaller set of the questions. You just can't say that in the answers as a yes or no. Like if you it's not like that you need to tell whether it will be profit or not. Yes or no will be not your analysis or not your prediction. You need to represent your data in kind of a hierarchical pattern. So you need to identify the questions first. That questions, finding out that questions is the job profile of data scientist. You are basically dividing a problem into a smaller set. You will be provided with a bigger problem, and now it's your job role how you are dividing that problem into sub parts, and you're finding the answers to that sub part. And when you are communicating with your client with the result, you need to tell those questions and answers to clients. Only then you can convince your client, yeah, you are a data science scientist and you actually worked on something. They also collect, clean, and present important data. And what are the skills that is required to be a data scientist? We already talked about programming skills like SAS, R, Python, storytelling and data visualization, statistical visualization. It can be done by the Tableau, it can be done by the Power BI, mathematical skills, knowledge of Hadoop, SQL, and machine learning. So what happened? You just see that we covered sub, in the top level we had the machine learning is there, then the modeling is there. Modeling is possible with the machine learning only. Then we cover statistics, so we have the mathematical skills here. Then after that we have come up with the programming is SAS, R, Python. And then we have come up with the databases. So databases is Hadoop, SQL, or it can be any other SQL like NoSQL also.